Hello, fair maidens, and welcome now to Thursday. Well, I do believe sunny and childlike for a second day in a row. In fact, you may feel like the hills are alive today because the moon in Capricorn will cross over Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the planet of optimism, of expansion. I spoke to this yesterday. And when the moon hits Jupiter, two things happen. On the one hand, we get a big injection of optimism. So you may be depressed and crying, and then all of a sudden, it's a rainbow. Can't understand it. You feel better. You feel brighter. It's just magical. Almost instantly when it happens, it's one of those transits that convinced me as an astrologer that this stuff is really real. Then secondly, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion and the moon, your emotional potential, is hitting it, well, you're asked to feel outside your box. You know, we tend to box our feelings in. Oh, it's got to be this way, especially you guys. It's got to be this way. I'll only be happy if it's this way. And when Jupiter hits the moon, it goes, hey, Virgo, maybe it can happen this way, and you'll feel the same way. And so we find ourselves in a little bit of an expansion. Now, one thing is for certain, that moon is full. It is very intense. Your inner child wants what it wants now. So you're kind of really set up for a good temper tantrum today. Be cautious. And don't forget yesterday's show where that is opposing the sun in Cancer. So you might find yourself in a tug of war between the needs of life and society and, secondly, the needs of your inner child. One other thing, today Neptune is ruling the day, so you're naturally intuitive. And I also want to talk about Mars hitting Saturn. Now, Mars is in your house of ego. So Virgos are stronger than usual. They're quicker to anger than usual. Basically, the planet of ego, Mars, is in the house of ego, your first house. So you're doubled up on ego and strength. But with Saturn hitting Mars, one thing I did not discuss before was the fact that Saturn will ask Mars to grow up, which means when it comes to your ego, you are being asked to grow up. And secondly, it means you're being asked to grow up when it comes to where you draw your boundaries, because Mars actually is in control of boundaries when you're a Virgo. So if someone recently has crossed your boundaries and has made you incredibly angry like never before, that's not so much about the person, that's about your boundaries being a bit immature. All right, Virgo, that's all I have for Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow with your weekend forecast. Live, love, be.